What's up, guys? I'm back. I'm back in a video today. Okay, folks. So, I'm back in a video today, obviously. So, right now, you guys, I'm gonna be doing an album review for some metal music and stuff. And let's not waste any more time. Let's get right into it. Okay, so, the band I got here, like the band I'm gonna be reviewing for YouTube is Annihilator, and the album I got is of the debut album, Alice in Hell and stuff. And one folks, Dios grill. So, folks, talk about this band I got here, Annihilator. They're a thrash metal band from they're a thrash metal band formed in 1984 and stuff. So they were formed right around the time they were formed right around the time where the Big Four were just starting out and doing their thing and stuff. And one folks, basically around the time where when the Big Four were starting out and all of that stuff. I'm talking about like the big four bands of American thrash and stuff, but bueno, folks. And they're from Canada and stuff. What I'm looking at here is from Canada. They're from Ottawa and stuff. So bueno, folks. Dios, grill. Just real. So, folks, talk about this album I got here, Alice in Hell. It's the debut album and stuff. And one folks. And from what I'm looking at here, it was released April 17th of 1989 and stuff. So, one folks. Dios, just grill. Dios, just grill. So, folks, if we're going over the track list on here, in terms of how many tracks there are, or songs, whatever, tracks, songs, to me it doesn't really matter. There's 9 tracks on here and stuff, and that's what I'm gonna call it, tracks and stuff, because like it's more easier for me to remember and stuff. But what no folks. But basically, there's 9 tracks on here, and a total album length, like in terms of the runtime, of 37 minutes and stuff. Well, a little over 37 minutes. So, bueno, folks. Dios, just grill. So, folks, before I get into my thoughts on the album and all of that stuff, one thing I do know about this album is that it was if it helped influence, well, I wouldn't say it helped influence band or whatever, but one thing I do know about this album is that I think I read somewhere online a while ago about how when Megadeth was going to write Rust in Peace, they got influenced by Annihilator, specifically from this album and stuff. And I think I don't know if this is true or not, but I think I read something about how like Dave Mustaine wanted to recruit Jeff Waters, the guitar player, one of the guitar players in Annihilator. Like I think I read something like that. Like I don't know if that's true or not, but bueno, folks. deals. Just great. So, folks, right now is when I'm gonna be going over my thoughts on the album and what I thought of it. So, you guys gonna hear me go over the music style and what I noticed. So, one thing I noticed that like this is obviously thrash and stuff, but I noticed a lot of like technical playing and stuff, which is the guitar playing and the drumming and just everything. Like I noticed lots of technical playing and stuff and boy no folks and they were tight in terms of just the way they played and just executed everything and just it seems smooth. Like I didn't really notice. I'm not gonna lie. When I was listening to this album last night, I guess I was a little thrown off. I guess because like I guess it wasn't like it took a little while for me to adjust, but I was finishing this album earlier today and stuff, and now it kind of like grew on me, and like I didn't really find it to be distracting or overwhelming or whatever. Like, bueno, folks, Dios, just great. So those are a few things I noticed that like lots of technical playing, especially with the guitar playing and the drums and stuff. And why no, folks? Another thing I noticed that they also had in some of the songs they had like some like clean guitar playing and some other stuff and why no, folks, and just some of the playing that they had on this album kind of reminded me of like I don't want to say like jazzy parts, but like it was like a jazzy technical metal, whatever. Like I don't know how to describe it, but like technical, jazzy technical metal. I guess that's like a good way to describe it, in my opinion. Like I don't know why I thought of that, but I'm gonna move on and stuff. And bueno, folks. And another thing I noticed is that the bass playing was heavily in the mix and stuff. Like you can actually hear the bass playing, which I thought was great. Like I'm not gonna lie, I enjoy when the bass playing is in the mix on a metal album. I just enjoy it a lot. Like, cause like I find with like I want to say that this is obviously not the case with like every metal album, but it starts to get to a point where like to me the bass can play a big part in a band, obviously, especially when it comes to a metal album like this. Like to me the bass playing on a metal album can take an album from really good to a masterpiece and stuff, and to me this is a good example. The bass playing on this album and the way it was mixed, to me, takes this album from just a really good album to a masterpiece, in my opinion, and stuff. And boy, no, folks, like, like I'm not gonna lie, like, I noticed this with a lot of albums that like the bass playing is just either very low in the mix or is just not there. One famous example I can think of is and Justice for All. You guys obviously know after Metallica released Master of Puppets, obviously Cliff died, and then they got Jason Newsted, and after on And Justice for All, there's hardly any bass on the original recording and stuff. There's obviously like remastered versions on YouTube with the bass in the mix and all of that stuff, but boy no, folks. Now was then Justice for All bad? Definitely not, in my opinion, obviously, but boy no, folks. was just great. So, folks, one thing I forgot to go over were the band members on this album and stuff, and I'm trying to find it and stuff. I got it right here. Um, and stuff. What I'm looking at, Jeff Waters was one of the guitar players. Randy Rampage as the vocalist. Ray Hartman as the drummer. And two other guys are not credited. Well, two guys and two other guys are credited, but are credited for being on the album, but did not perform on it or whatever. Like, what I'm looking at is here on Wikipedia. I hate using Wikipedia, but I'm gonna use it because I'm lazy. What I'm looking at here is there's two other guys here. Anthony Brian Greenham. It says here he was credited as rhythm guitar, but did not perform. Same with the bass player. It says Wayne Darley. It says the same thing. Credited, but does not perform. And stuff, so why no, folks? But anyways, right now is basically when I'm going to be ending today's video off. Like, I'm not going to go any further with today's video. Like, I'm simply not. And I'm going to see you guys in the next video. And peace out, everybody.